Many of us may be under the false assumption that COVID-19 is giving us some cover as gun owners. It's not. The battle is raging over your rights. So the good news this weekend is that hunters have finally got more places to hunt here in Southern California. Now, our Northern California people are going to be like, what about us? Hey, calm down. Y'all have a lot more areas to go hunt in Northern California than we do here in Southern California. And Southern California, part of a 2.3 million acreage open on national refuges across the country, California is getting some upland game hunting, some waterfowl hunting, and even some big game hunting, because the area between Arizona and California, known as the Quijolo Range, as well as several wildlife refuges down in San Diego, have been opened up to allow sports people like you and me to go in there and fish and hunt upland game, Eurasian doves, pheasants, quail, etc., as long with some deer out in the desert areas. So this is great news, because as soon as we come out of the stay-at-home orders, all of us are going to have an opportunity to go out and enjoy the great outdoors and enjoy the sport of hunting and providing food for our families. And that's a good thing. Also, we need to realize that in the news this week, the FBI national statistics that I said before came out. It turns out Texas, Florida, California, and Michigan led the country in over 3.7 million background checks just in the month of March 2020, which was a 37% increase over what they had experienced in February, and also marks the highest number ever. Reasoning for that is a lot of people are finding out you really can't carry law enforcement during a crisis in your back pocket. People are realizing, because the majority of them are first-time gun owners, that they need to be able to exercise their Second Amendment rights. And that's going to become more important as we move along. But realize, just as former member of the Obama cabinet, Rahm Emanuel, once said, never let a crisis go to waste. And you can bet that those up at the national level in Congress aren't letting this crisis go to waste. In fact, they're using it as a cover to try to push a couple pieces of legislation through. Below the radar, there's Senate Resolution 110, which is trying to do another gun control bill that would have some issues that would stop things from happening. We have Chris Murphy, who's a senator here in California, that is behind it, working with others. And so we have more on that article from AmmoLand that will be in the video, so you can follow more on that. Plus, the House and the federal level is moving right now on another bill known as HR 5717, and it's basically trying to be another assault weapons ban. So the CRPA is on top of this, working with the National Shooting Sports Foundation, National Rifle Association, and many, many other groups, Gun Owners of California here in the state, to make sure we're upholding your rights. And Gun Owners of America is a part of that as well. So we want you to realize that everybody is working on that. We're keeping our eye on the ball. We're not allowing the shelter in place to stop any of us from doing the hard work to defend your rights. But remember those gun owners I talked about at the beginning, the brand new ones coming in the fold? This is something I've said for years, and I'm going to say it right now. If you don't believe that we have to mobilize these people and get them to the voter polls, you need to look at the article we're attaching from Breitbart, which honestly tells you that Mike Bloomberg is at it again. He may not be running for president, but he's still running to take away our rights. And he's using one of the groups that he owns. You got to remember, he owns Moms That Demands Action, Everytown, and Students That Demand Action. He funds those groups outright. You need to realize those groups are just other names for Mike Bloomberg. And what are they doing? They're initiating a voter drive right now to register 100,000 people during this coronavirus to shut all of us down in our rights to the Second Amendment, which is why I need all of you to get these first-time gun owners you're bumping into, tell them to register so that they never have to stand in line again. And finishing up, I want you to realize that today we are filing more paperwork with the Department of Justice to not only try to make sure that the DROS doesn't take so long as it is during this, but also we're trying to work with Gun Owners of California and other groups to make sure that we can try to roll back this DROS system, because it's ridiculous that in 49 other states, you can get this done literally in 15 to 30 minutes. Where here, you have to wait an additional 9 days and 23 and a half hours. And we're going to keep bringing that point up because I need you to start going to your local assemblyman, your local state senator's offices, and saying enough is enough. And for more news, stay tuned. And on Fridays now, we're going to start giving you a hot tip of the week. So check out our video this Friday for this week's hot tip for CCW holders.